Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop this week. It's a mean night out there, cold and rainy. Just took me 45 minutes to get home normally it's a 20-minute drive to my comic shop. But I made it. And 10 comics this week, another big week. I thought my big weeks were over, and I noticed my upcoming pulls only have about half of what I have now. So that'll, 10 comics is a lot. But the first one I got here is Harrow County, issue number 17. I haven't read I was shorted on this last week. Haven't read any Harrow County at all. I got this because of Carla Speed McNeil was drawing it, so I figured, what the heck, I'm going to give it a read. I think she's only doing this one issue. Not even sure. I guess I'll find. This is the only one I put on my pull list, so I'll have to back order if she's doing any more. Well, we'll see. I said I have no idea what Harrow County is about besides a horror book, and I've heard good things about it, but I've just never have given it a try. But since Carla Speed McNeil has drawn it, I will give it a try. Next, we have Wayward, issue number 17. Last issue was the first issue of a new story arc, where our lead characters, who have been in Japan the whole time, ended up in Ireland with the lead character's father, who's Irish. She's half Irish, half Japanese. And they ran into some, the stories about magic and the new gods of Japan. And they've run into some of the this is back in Japan, because that guy's there. Because they ran into some of the old gods of Ireland and magical things going on. So we'll see what happens with this issue. I guess they're going to give us a look back at what's going on in Japan and some stuff that's going on in Ireland. Wayward's been good its whole run, so I'm sure I'll enjoy this. Stray Bullets, Sunshines and Roses, issue number 19. And it was funny because it was issue number 17 that was kind of this done-in-one, it seemed, story, out-of-context story that didn't star any characters we'd seen before. But then issue 18 comes out, and it turns out it's our lead character's mother. So now she's hanging out with her mother, who's also a minor criminal. And they're getting involved. They're fleeing one big crime in Baltimore. There's the whole gang. They're fleeing one big crime in Baltimore they committed, and they're in another town with the lead character's mother committing more crimes and minor crimes and maybe trying to steal the money they stole from the people in Baltimore. Oh my goodness, it's getting complicated. But it was funny that issue 17 was like, it seemed to have nothing to do with any of the other issues until we find out it's the lead character's mother. Stray Bullets, always good. Always fun in a deranged criminal sort of way. Give it a read. And our next comic is Skyborn, issue number 2 of 5 from Frank Cho, published by Boom Studios. I liked the first issue enough to throw the miniseries on my pull list. It's funny, I heard, who was it? Sleepy Reader and Sergeant America were complaining a little bit about issue 2, that there were too many talking heads for them. They're the talking heads. I've never made the too many talking heads complaint. Oh, lots of talking heads. Only because half my comics are nothing that I read are nothing but talking heads. And I found that when people say there are too many talking heads, or occasionally when people say there's too many words in this, that he overwrote it, really means they don't like the writing. Because nobody complains about too much writing they like in general, or too many talking heads and writing they like. So we'll have to see how this is. Matter of fact, it's funny that they thought there were too many talking heads. My one criticism of the first issue was it went by so fast. It was almost all like chase scenes. So he must have really slowed it down for this issue number 2. We'll see how. Like I said, I'm buying all the issues anyway, so. We'll see if the pacing is good or not. Frank Cho, Skyborn. And next comes Savage Dragon 217. I think, yes, this is the conclusion. There's Spawn on the cover, so it must be the conclusion to our Spawn Savage Dragon Ant crossover. Big double-page spread. Savage Dragon is always a lot of fun. Good, solid superhero story. Eric Larson likes telling superhero stories and has been doing it for a long time. So, oh, and in the back, we've got The Red Hook, Brooklyn Super Thief by Dean Haspiel. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Dean Haspiel. He's done a lot of work on and off over the years on sort of indie stuff. And he's also done some, what was it? American Splendor work he did before Harvey Pekar died a few years ago. Though I haven't seen him in a lot of years, I went to college with Dean and saw him on and off over the years in New York City. That's where he lives. Let me show you. I think it's a web comic he's been doing, The Red Hook. Oh, he also just did The Red Hood. Was that it from Archie Comics with Mark Waid writing it? I believe he just drew that. That's Dean's work. Dean did that. And this is his own comic. He writes his own stuff. And he's been running this as a web comic, and I think he's collecting it. So it's appearing as a backup in the Savage Dragon. So if you've never checked out Dean Haspiel's work, give it a look. You could probably, since it takes place in Brooklyn, it must take place in Red Hook, Brooklyn. So look up The Red Hook. You'll find the webcomic. Savage Dragon 217. Good stuff. And next comes issue 20 of Birthright. Williamson, Bresson, and Lucas. The last few issues have been sort of battle issues with the remaining. There's 5 big battle scene. Yeah. We left as a cliffhanger as a dragon showing up. The 5 mages, who are all supposed to be good guys on Earth, who fled Lore, the bad guy, are now fighting each other because this guy right here, the big guy, our lead, is he's possessed part way by Lore, and this is his dad here, and his little brother there, or his big little brother, because he was aged faster. They're all trying to protect him. And the 4 of the 5, or 3, I can't remember how many mages are left, are trying to kill this guy, this big guy right here. But it turns out one of the 5 mages is his grandfather, so he's trying to protect him. So there's a big fight going on, and the grandfather just called up a dragon. I don't want to spoil it too much by opening it anymore, but Birthright, this last story arc has been all action and some pretty cool stuff. So check it out. And next comes Outcast by issue number 22, Kirkman and Azaceta. And after a couple of slow issues of our 2 main characters being separated, they came together last issue, and a big fire ensued. As the sort of demons or whatever. Like I said, I think this is kind of like in The Walking Dead, where they never say zombies. They never actually, they kind of hint around that they're demons, but no one actually ever says they're demons, and the demons themselves laugh at the notion that they're demons. But here they are trying to chase one guy down and save him. At this point, things are completely out of control for our 2 lead characters, and they have no handle on this demon infestation, and who knows what's going to happen. It looks like they're going to lose, but the demons, there was just kind of a gathering of the demons as they possess people, and the house they were all resting in burned down, and maybe the authorities find them, but it doesn't seem like the authorities are going to do anything. But anyway, some action last issue. I expect some resolution to that action this issue, and it's been a good series. Issue number 22. And here comes Saga, Chapter 39, Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan. I like that cover. Good lighting on it. Anybody who, reads Saga knows we got a gut punch at the end of last issue. I have no idea what this issue is going to bring. Besides our lead characters they've been on this planet trying to replenish the fuel of their spaceship that's a living tree. Don't want to go to the last page. We'll just flip to random ones. Some nice Fiona Staples artwork. I'm not sure what to say about Saga because the name says it's all. It's a long, rambling story of a family, a mother and father caught up in a war. They're from opposite sides of on the war, and they had a baby, and the whole family's just trying to survive. Both sides of the war want to kill them, and here's a long rambling story about it. Saga, chapter 39. Here is Thief of Thieves number 36. They make it hard to read, putting 36 in that green up there. That's strange. I guess they wanted to match the... Why would you want to match the color of the logo with that? Why not put it in white so you can read it? Anyway, there's Thief of Thieves number 36. That's the Russian guy they want to steal stuff from. There was an interesting... one of the more interesting moments in Thief of Thieves happened our new story arc started where some rich billionaires wanted to steal something from this crazy Russian who, might collapse the whole world economic system. Look, there's another little two falling characters picture. I'm not quite sure what that theme is on all the covers of the two characters falling. But anyway, they got together, these three thieves, and 2 issues ago, the woman thief nearly got what's his name? Redburn. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. It's driving me crazy now. The lead character, Redmond. That's his name. That's his thief name. Nearly got Redmond killed, and he was real pissed off about it. And then in the last issue, the guy thief kind of stole the plans from him. Got in this car chase. And Redmond and his partner ended up crashing the car and nearly burning to death, except the guy thief dragged him out. And Redmond was like, "Why'd you drag us out?" He's like, "I didn't sign up to watch you guys burn to death." So it was funny that the one thief thought nothing of almost killing Redmond, and the other guy was like, "I don't want you to burn to death." So there's a little juxtaposition of the 2 different attitudes of the people he's teamed up with in this particular caper. Well, he's either teamed up or in competition with them. But either way, nice Sean Martinborough art. Nice caper going on. Thief of Thieves is, like I said, it's not a book that seems to be on anybody's radar, but it's a good fun adventure caper read. Give Thief of Thieves a look. Final thing for the week is Image Plus issue number 7. Nice cover. Curse words. The Image catalog / magazine. Last issue was almost an anthology comic because there was 40 plus pages of comics in it for $2. And they give you some nice big artwork and previews of the comic. Let's see if we can get here. I don't even know what's in it. So I enjoy Image Plus because I like the previews, even though, they have so much new stuff coming. Oh, there's a nice... they take a cover and make it into the centerfold. Was that the cover? Dustin Weaver. Packless? I think that says Packless. I don't know. But I find this an interesting magazine because I can keep up. I can, see all the new stuff that's coming out that I can't afford to buy. But anyway, there's the last one for the week. And finally, we'll give you a look at some of my background art. These are some of the faux comic book covers I've been working on. I make these ones the size of comic book covers, put them in bags and boards just to make them look like comic book covers, but they're on a Bristol board, and I come up with the logos and such things. And I've been kind of working on sort of my regular drawing things that I've made into comic book covers. Like I've been drawing skulls lately, these decorated skulls, so I made them into a Reign of the Blood Skull comic. And this is one I've been working on them for a while because I like to draw masks and faces. But I've done them in black and white. This is the first time I've colored them with Copic markers. My true face, because, sometimes the mask you put on is your real face. And I took some of my monster covers and crossed them with superheroes and made super monsters. So there's a monster Batman, as you can see. And I think this is the first one of this type I've done. I think I'll make a few more. And finally, I made a Tree of Life logo just for an excuse to make some more of my Tree of Life drawings, which are sort of an old concept that goes back, but mine are just made with spirals and a color. So there you go. A few of my comic book-sized faux comic book cover drawings, and you guys have a good week out there.